trends and predictions for 2025.
Good morning, everyone. My name's Pisano. I'm the CEO of Jade Group. We're primarily based in Asia. My background is in technology. I have a master's degree in advanced technologies. However, when I got my master's degree, computers still had valves in them. So it's going to be great to talk about technology and predictions and trends. When computers had valves in them, the valve had a light in it, and insects used to come into the computer, and that's where we get the term bug from. Or the bugs used to come in and blow out capacitors. We're now living in a time of great change. So probably we're seeing more change now than any time over the past 10 years in our industry. And we have an esteemed panel here today. We have Jose, Evgen, and Alexander, and we're going to cover some of the current trends. I think the previous panels covered esports. There's been 3-4 panels on esports. I think the number one topic at the moment is AI. We had the startup pitch the other day, and of the 6 presenters, they all incorporated AI. And I think I'll start with Jose. In your company, are you applying AI?
Yes, thank you, Joe. Yeah, I mean, AI is a great starting point. I think it's whoever is not looking at AI at the moment is way behind the curve. From our gaming suppliers, I think how the market is that with more pressure on delivering quantity or exclusive faster into the market, the only way to do it is, realistically speaking, automatization.
Closer.
And using AI has to be part of any single game designer at the moment. How do you speed off to market? How do you develop better games faster and more compiling? And with more requirements from operators to get exclusive games faster and dedicated to them, the only way to do it moving forward is AI. There's not enough hand resources that you do it. So implement an AI from a game supplier where you can automate the player engagement faster to create the art animation, the front end and the back end on a game, and create an entitling math model using AI and get games out of the factory within 2-3 weeks. That is where we're implementing at the moment, AI. And it's a big challenge, and I think it's where the industry in general, from a B2B gaming supplier, is moving on.
Alexander, you've been in the industry for quite some time, a lot of companies. Are you seeing business development today a lot faster using AI and machine learning? Are you able to get to the market a lot quicker than you were 10 years ago?
No, AI is certainly an accelerator for business development because on the one hand, customers want to have more personalized offerings. So everything from customer acquisition, customer operations, game developments, trading, sports betting offering, there's much more and more you need to offer to nowadays than it was in the past. And to tackle that, you can actually utilize AI. So the customer acquisition is very unique and personalized. If you use any kind of avatars in the communication to your customers, this is operated by AI. Then all kind of CRM activities, because in the past, you were running maybe 1 or 2 CRM campaigns on a daily basis. Nowadays, you're doing thousands because you are customizing it for the different groups you have within the company. And then, depending on the player's behavior, when they are on your platform, you're doing additional promotions, additional activities. Key is nowadays, if a customer comes to your operations, that he sees something different than it was the day before. There must be something new. The screen time must be really increasing step by step, and the loyalty, when people are playing long time sports betting or casino operations, then there must be a benefit for them the time they are spending on your page. It must be different and unique to playing somewhere else.
Thank you. Evgen, GR8 is a sportsbook platform and a gaming platform. You would be now incorporating risk management using AI into your platform, predictive models using AI now?
Of course. Basically, you know, when it's a trend in the industry, there are always some crazy people, crazy team that are ambassadors of different trends, and AI is not an exclusion, and our company, Great Tech, is not an exclusion. So we do have AI and machine learning ambassadors inside, and I mean, these guys are trying to, you know, implement AI whenever it's possible, and always while communicating with different teams, started from people responsible for the affiliate software and ended up people responsible for the payment gateway software. They're exploring, making lots of experiments, and finally they find different ways of practical implementation of the AI almost everywhere. But in general, I see that AI is always, like previous speakers already mentioned, that it's always about customization and personalization, at least on our platform. So I would say that maybe 5 years ago, we had like from 20 to 40 different player segments. Right now it's maybe several hundreds, because thanks to the AI, there is lots of personalization happening almost everywhere. Started from the registration funnel, marketing landing pages, and so on and so forth, ended up in a personalized payment page or a cashier. So lots of personalization happening everywhere in retention engine so if we understand some personal things about the players, about their preferences, favorite games, favorite outcomes, betting outcomes, I mean, it is possible that automatically, thanks to the AI, they will get personalized notification through different communication channels, personalized reminders, personalized start page with their favorite games, with proposal to be engaged in any other games, and so on and so forth.
You touched on regulation and registration of players, and we are seeing increased regulation regarding KYC, and the tools, the latest tools, they appear to be more invasive. Are we driving players away from regulated to unregulated with the use of these tools?
This is an interesting one. It's Chris pointing the fingers, right? So I think I think the use of the tools, it should not drive players away. Should speed the process back or try to countermeasure the regulation. And we should be looking at how many steps the player has to engage and how can reduce that to get access and being able to access the site and the casino and being able to play or cash out and whatever it is. And And the use of AI for that and with their technology, I think with the fast using of face detection and scanning processes, it's helping the players to access better the websites into regulated markets. That being said, that is also been implemented on unregulated markets, and it's way more faster to also the players have even a better experience at the moment. So I would say it's a really thin line at the moment.
Alexander.
The way you have been asking, certainly, it's always a challenge. On the one hand, the regulators are coming more up with an approach to say, okay, we want to have a responsible gambling, which I really support on that end. Certainly, we're talking about predictions next year. For sure, is in the mature markets like in Sweden, the Netherlands, and the UK, is in discussion to actually increase and grow the gambling taxes, because the households in Central Europe are getting a little bit more tight, and it's a way to collect money. We need to make sure as proper operators to have an attractive offering for the players to continue to play with us, and there must be a seamless customer journey when new players are registering. One of the good things is some of the governments are actually nowadays allowing that you can register with your social ID or tax ID. So you're getting a trusted third information to speed up the entire process. So for example, in Italy with a tax ID, you can give the authentication, you can do the entire KYC process within seconds. And this is certainly is a benefit in both interests, the government and the operators, to speed up the processes.
With Grey Tate, you incorporate various KYC processes. Are you seeing the streamlining of these processes within the platform, or are they getting more detailed?
So basically, if there is a certain regulation in place, as it was already mentioned, there is no way no reason to avoid it. It's just our added value here is to make it as easy as possible, as comfortable as possible, and provide it exactly where it is needed. In certain cases, the regulation is mandatory within the process of placing bets. So, for example, you can review the website, you can check the outcomes, you can check the odds, you can see the portfolio games. Registration is not needed for this, just for example. And when you are starting to place a bet, the registration has to be happened and the verification has to be made. And here, thanks to the AI, for example, in our system as well, the flow, the customer's flow, the player's flow here could be modified depending on what exactly information is already collected and processed by the AI model within this process. So if it's clear that it's an experienced customer, by having a machine ID data or cookie data or whatever data, it's possible to see that player came here for a long time, or we received this from any kind of other system, I don't know, like LexisNexis, that this customer visited number of different websites before, and it shows that it's an experienced player. There is no need to provide an onboarding process for this. And it's possible just to move strictly directly to the verification process. Also, of course, we do have different integration with different systems. When you can verify yourself through the bank ID, for example, with no additional steps, no manual entering of the information, and so on and so forth. If we see that you register it already, for example, we will just, highlight and ask, is it you or not? So you can proceed as a new customer, or you can say, yes, this is my email, or this is my tax ID, or this is my whatever, and just proceed with the registration if you logged out or something like that. So definitely, automatization is a key here, and AI helps a lot to make the process as easy as possible while being fully regulated and according to the regulation rules.
Thank you. We need to talk about some predictions for 2025. Recently, we saw the prediction exchanges or opinion betting in US predicting the US election. The CEO got arrested of poly markets this morning, interfering with an election. So we'll see where that goes. But do you see opinion betting, or it's very big in India, it's growing in the US. Do you see the growth of prediction markets or prediction exchanges growing in 2025?
I think if the regulation allows then, these kind of predictions is a market. We have been talking today not only about sports betting, casino, gambling at all. We have been hearing about esports. If there's anything you can actually bet on, then people will be doing so. If you go to the commodity stock exchange, you can bet on orange juice, grain, whatever you want, and it is all legalized.
Yes.
This is something very mature for hundreds of years. So why can't you predict the name of the next prince or whatever it is that comes up? Certainly the amounts will be very limited and very controlled, but I think there will be more markets actually getting opened.
India has declared opinion betting, prediction betting, as a skill game, so it doesn't fall under gambling. And then they impose 28% tax on it. But other predictions for 2025?
Oh, well, I think for next year we will see a bit more separation in between operators who wants to do fully unregulated and operators who wants to do only regulated. So I think it's getting more clear that split. So I think we will be people who only focus on and keeps on focusing on regulated and try that, and operators and partners who decide just to go fully regulated. So I think next year with more adoption of crypto, more adoption of AI, will be way more severe separation of businesses.
Alexander?
As we were saying, I think the global market is growing. That's good news for all of us. More countries will be regulating. You have to adapt then the operations in these countries. Maybe thinking a few companies that are operating in non-regulated markets so far, the market will be not as good as it is today. My perspective is, as markets are regulating, it's actually getting bigger. It's getting more mature and it's more safer for the players. And from a long-term perspective, actually, it's better for the whole audience and the customers. What I see really coming up, personalization. Each page will be different for you, and myself when we're going to be seeing it. The kind of communication will be different. Based on my behavior yesterday and the week before, I'm going to see different kind of things. And what I see as one of the key trends is really live shows. People want to be getting entertained. We talked about micro betting on sports. You want to have micro betting within a show. The linear TV channel more often is too slow, because when you're watching something on television, it's already seconds old until you're going to see it over satellite or cable TV. But with the internet nowadays, live gaming shows will be something. There will be maybe something like reality gambling, battling shows like Battle Royale with real people, or when you're playing slots, you're not playing just against the machine or the random number generator, maybe you're playing against others. So new forms of game will be coming to the market.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'd like to continue that. I mean, there are lots of websites, applications that provide casino-only, I would say, experience for the players. But we see the trend that more and more casinos connect and let's say start to provide sportsbook. Thanks to such companies as BadBee, Digitain, GreatTech, it's become very easy to connect sportsbook to existing casino business. And we as a company see that more and more casino-only businesses start to provide sportsbook to the players. And this is like a trend, because previously it was very complicated to have your own sportsbook. You have to either change the platform or doing something complicated. But right now it's easy. And I mean, sportsbook will definitely expand the casino businesses for lots of providers.
I see our clock ticking down. My predictions for 2025, micro betting, we'll start to see the emergence of Web3. I think we'll see more in that space in 2025. The more use of cryptocurrency will become more mainstream in our betting. More bricks and mortar moving to online. And that's where I think we'll see 2025. Thank you.